Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today at Cindy's Stamps for Fun. Today we're going to be making the second card in my series of 3 videos featuring the Sale-A-Bration paper, 6x6 Sale-A-Bration paper, Sunshine and Rainbows. The card that we're going to be making today is a gift card holder with a belly band. Let's take a closer look at our project for today. We have a slider, which is also known as a belly band, and this purpose is to keep the card closed. So as I slide it off very easily, open it up, and we've created a little notch here, is where the gift card will go. So let's go ahead and get started with our stamping. Okay, and as a reminder, I will have all of the measurements and the products that I use for today's video in my description below. All right, I started off with a 4 1/4 inch by 11 inch long Pool Party cardstock. This is my card base. And then I scored at, in from the side at 3 1/4 inches, and then again at 7 3/4 inches. I have also a 1 inch, this is for the belly band, 1 inch wide by 11 inches long. My designer paper is cut at 3 inches by 4 1/4 inches long, and then I have my extra pieces, which are 3 inch by 3 inch, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and this is actually just a scrap piece of paper that we're going to be using for part of the penguin element. I also stamped, we're going to be using another technique in this video, one that we haven't used in a long time. It's masking. You'll see when, so you stamp and then you cut out just on a piece of paper, you know, the penguin, and we'll show you as I go through how this process works. Okay, so we're going to fold on the score lines and make sure you give your score lines a nice crease. Okay, the next step is we will glue on our designer paper. And what I had done was I took it up to the fold. Even though it's not as long, we're going to be cutting that off. So to create this edge as well as the half circle, I brought in my die cuts, and I'm using the layering circles and the basic borders dies, and I chose the one with the triangle. Okay, so let's create the sandwich. We've got the magnetic platform, a clear cutting plate, and then your cardstock that needs to be cut. So we're going to place that all the way through. We're only going to need to cut the border. So you take your framelit, and what I had done was just put it at the edge of the designer paper. Make sure that your ends of your framelit do not exceed the outside of the width of this platform. Okay, and then place the top cutting pad and run it through your Big Shot. Okay, so the border is done. Now we're going to work on the other end, which will create the pocket for the gift card. Take this back to your Big Shot machine and cut out. Okay, so now we have this end done, and we're just going to secure it closed with our tear and tape. Using the tear and tape, I'm going as close to the edge as possible just to allow room for that gift card. Okay. And then you'll just tear off the backing, and we'll close to seal. Oop, start at this end. Okay, make sure your sides are even and secure that. I usually like to burnish it with my bone folder. Okay, so now we can do some stamping. Okay, to start stamping here, I have the happy birthday message on the inside, and along with another little greeting on the corner of the front. So bring in my stamping pad, and we're going to stamp Happy Birthday near the top. And then I have You're the Best on the front corner. Okay. All right, so to create the center focal point, I'll be cutting out the scallop circle and then the layering circle, but after I've done the stamping. The stamping that I did, I actually used two different techniques. One was masking and then the other was stamping off. Then I stamped the penguin again on a scrap piece of paper and cut it out. Added a little bit of adhesive to the back. I did kind of rub it a little bit onto my clothing so I could take off some of that stickiness. So masking is simply covering up the image, and then I came in with the candles, and this is where the stamping off comes into play. So you first, this is full strength color. I didn't want it to be that dark, so just simply stamp it off and then randomly place the candles. Stamp. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Now peel this off and you're ready to cut out the circle. Okay, so for the candle in his hands and the hat, I took those, I just took a small scrap, and with the black, I just cut the very end of the candle, stamp, and then the hat is on the larger penguin, so I just inked up the top part. So the hat would be stamp, oop, and now I can color and then cut these out. Okay, just like in my last video, I'll be using the blender pen to pick up the ink from the ink pad since I don't have the marker in this color. And then you just tap, tap, and pick up the color. Okay. All right, and then now you just cut out the two little pieces that we will be popping up onto the penguin. Okay, so we have all of our pieces cut out, and now we'll assemble. I just used my multi-purpose glue and glued this, the layering circle onto the scallop circle, as well as my little candle that he was holding. Oops, it's probably a little bit more than I would have liked, but okay, that's how it goes. Might want to use my scrap to get some of that glue off. Okay, and the hat I did pop up using the mini dimensionals. So put this just like that, a little angle. Okay. All right, so now for the belly band. Just basically eyeball this. Doesn't have to be exact, but when you secure it, make sure it's loose enough so it can slide on and off easily. You do have to make accommodation for that gift card inside. So we just fold this in this way, and then I will use my multi-purpose glue to secure it closed. Okay, and it really doesn't take much to hold this. This glue holds really well. Okay, and I think that's plenty loose. Just gonna hold it for a few seconds longer here. Okay, the band is dry already. That multi-purpose glue really works fast. So we can now add our image. And this I did pop up, but I just want to point out here, I like to have the rough edge on the top because I know that that's going to be covered with my stamp design. And it just makes the backside look cleaner. Okay, so I'm using the larger. I want to make sure this is just along the center here. So I'm going to use the larger dimensionals to secure that and pop it up right in a row here. That should be enough to hold it in place. Okay, cute. Okay, so now my last thing that I like to do here is add a little bit of Wink of Stella for a little sparkle. So again, shake, and it pulls out, and adding a little bit of sparkle. Okay. I hope that you've enjoyed my card tutorial today. My next video will be the third card in this series featuring a fun fold and should be available soon. If you've enjoyed my video today, please click the like button below and share with a friend. If you are new to my YouTube channel, you can subscribe below and click the bell to receive notifications when a new video becomes available. Thank you again and have a wonderful day.